Hola y bienvenidos. Hello and welcome. My name is Juanita and I will be your host. I am an occupational therapy assistant as well as the author of this book, Basic Spanish for OT, PT, and SLP clinicians in the acute hospital setting. This book, as well as the ebook, can be purchased on Amazon.com. In today's video, we will be discussing or reviewing colors, and colors can be found on página 39. You should know 39, page 39, because we discussed numbers in the previous videos. If you didn't know that, or you haven't reviewed that, you can go back to a few videos back and you will see we reviewed numbers. I am going to take it back a little bit before we get into colors. Normally, I don't talk so much. I just get right into the content. But this is important for us to know in learning Spanish. This is a basic concept that you have to understand. In English, there is not a gender assigned to the nouns, generally. So if I have a house is a house is a house. But in Spanish, each noun has a gender. So it's important when you're learning Spanish that you learn the names of things, but then you also need to learn the gender for several reasons. Because you have to place a definite or indefinite article to that noun. So a definite article would be something specific, like the house. An indefinite article would be something generic or something general, like a house. In Spanish, house is assigned the gender feminine. Anything that is assigned a feminine gender uses the definite article of la, or the indefinite article of una. So if I was talking about the house, I would say la casa. If I was talking about a house, I would say una casa. Simple. And that goes for every noun. So you have to find the gender that's assigned to it and then use either el if it is masculine or la if it is feminine. Now I could stop the video right here and that's enough. I mean, for many people, especially if your primary language was English, that right there is enough. You have to wrap your head around. So you not only have to learn the word, you have to learn the gender of things. So the other reason why you have to learn the gender is because the descriptor, which is an adjective, because remember, an adjective describes the noun, the descriptor also has to match the gender of the noun. So the reason why I'm doing this now is because we're getting ready to go over colors. And colors are an adjective. So the word changes depending on if the noun you're talking about is masculine or feminine. So I think if you go back, if you go back, I think to page 15 in the book, just hold your finger on page 39, but you go back to page 39, you will see that I used the word silla. Silla is chair. Silla is feminine. So we would say la silla. I also use the example, what did I use? Plate? I think I did. Yeah. Plato. Plato is plate. But plate or plato is masculine. It's assigned the masculine gender. So it is el plato. So you would say la silla or el plato. So let's add a descriptor. If I wanted to say let's say I wanted to say the white chair, I would say la silla blanca. La silla blanca. But if I wanted to say the white plate, I would say el plato blanco. El plato blanco. So you see what I'm saying? The adjective, the noun, and the definite or indefinite article has to match. So in learning Spanish, sometimes that can be a frustrating thing because if English was your primary language, that's something new that you have to do. And one of the things, just like in life, you can't take rules from English and apply it to Spanish. You have to take the rules for Spanish and apply it to Spanish the same way in reverse. So if your target language was English, you couldn't take the Spanish rules and apply it to English. That is one of the reasons why many people whose primary language is Spanish, when they're learning English, a lot of times it can be something is said that sounds, that's not exactly right. We understand what's being said, but it's because they're taking the rule from Spanish and applying it to English. And it's the exact same thing that happens to us when we are learning Spanish. The reason why I did today's video is because colors, I think, is the first adjective that I did in the book, the first set of adjectives. So the word changes depending on the noun. That's important for you to know. So I'll leave that there. That's enough, okay? So let's turn to page 39 in the book where we discuss colors. And as I always say, vamos a empezar. Okay. Again, if you don't have the book, I encourage you to get the book because you really wouldn't understand why it seems like I'm all over the place. But I did the colors in alphabetical order the way we have it in English. And then you'll learn the Spanish words for it. Okay? So, black. It's either negro or negra. Negro or negra, depending on if your noun is feminine or masculine. Blue. Azul. Azul. Now, blue, you don't change it. So if I was saying la silla azul or el plato azul, it doesn't change. So blue is blue, azul. Brown. The word that I use in the book for brown is café. Café. And again, that wouldn't change if you're using a masculine or feminine. So it would be la silla café or el plato café. Gray. Gris. Another one. I just gave a rule and now I have all of these exceptions. Gray is another one that would not change if you're doing masculine or feminine. So la silla gris, el plato gris. Same thing. Green. Verde. Another one that doesn't follow the rule. So, la silla verde, el plato verde. But now here's one that does follow the rule. Orange. Anaranjado. 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 So if we're talking about the masculine, we stay with anaranjado. But if you were referring to something feminine, it would be anaranjada. Anaranjada. So let's use the chair and the plate. La silla anaranjada or el plato anaranjado. Now, another word that's sometimes used is naranja. That's another word for orange, but I was taught when I was learning Spanish that naranja refers to the fruit orange. However, I have heard it in practice that people have used, they have assigned naranja when they were talking about color. The next one, pink, rosa, rosa. And pink, again, is another one that doesn't follow the rule. So it's la silla rosa, el plato rosa, because it's not el plato roso. Okay? That's not a word. Roso. I don't think so. Purple. Morado. Morado. That would be masculine. Morada. Morada. That would be feminine. So, la silla morada, el plato morado. The next one, we have some rule followers here. So the next one is red, rojo, rojo. So, la silla rojo, el plato, no, I'm sorry, la silla roja, and el plato rojo. El plato rojo, I should say. Blanco, another rule follower, which is white. La silla blanca, la silla blanca, or el plato blanco. And the last one, which I put on this page, is yellow. Amarillo. So if I was talking about the yellow chair, if I was talking about the yellow plate, el plato amarillo. But if I was talking about the yellow chair, amarilla. So that would be la silla amarilla. I'm going to stop this video right here at this point, or stop doing any more training at this point, because that's a lot to take in. So again, I encourage you, when you're learning Spanish, the way that I did it, you learn the alphabet first, which is why I did the alphabet in previous videos. So you can hear the phonetic sound. You hear the sound, because the tendency is, as English primary speakers, when we see a letter or we see a word in Spanish, my name is an example. My name is Juanita. But if someone was, and I've had this happen, people would say my name and they're looking, Juanita? And I know if I'm somewhere and someone is saying Juanita, they're talking about me, but it's Juanita. So you should first learn the Spanish phonetic sounds. The second, learn the names of things. Learn your nouns. Learn what the arm is, the leg is, the eyes are, the hair, whatever it is that you're learning. Learn what the noun is. Next, learn what gender it is. And it's not tied to anything specific, so you need to learn the gender next. So that will help you to know whether you're going to use la or el. And then learn your adjective or your descriptors, how to adjust that. So that's all for this video. I think that's enough. I'm actually almost at 15 minutes, and I really wanted to keep the videos under 10. But I really thought, since this is when I'm first introducing adjectives, it's very important. So I'm sorry that the video is so long. But if you have to listen to it over again, I hope I explained it clearly enough that you can understand. So, gracias. Adios.